Hello students, welcome to IBP's guide. Today we will discuss the new pattern of fill in the blanks, that is fill-ups for English paper. Let's move to question number 1. Question number 1, direction 1 to 5. Choose one word to be fitted in both sentences 1 and 2 and another word that suits for sentence number 3. That means two options but 3 sentences. So we have to choose the one option, first word which will be used for 1 and 2 and the third option another. He was so dash that he invariably wiped his class tree with 18 linen napkins before every meal. He was so dash that he is invariably whipped the cutlery with 18 linen napkins before every meal. Second sentence, and even the most dash eaters today are probably consuming gene altered food against their will. And third option, just winning by any means is not the dash objective in the sports. First option हमारे पास है, that is punctilious. He was so dash that he invariably whipped his cutlery with 18 linen napkins before every meal. That means he must be very much punctual. He must be very much careful about that manner. And that's why punctilious, assiduous, fastidious and aberrant. Aberrant means, what is the meaning of aberrant? Aberrant means होता है क्या, जो deviating from the usual or natural thing. So it will be not possible. Aberrant is completely wrong option. Aberrant हमें नहीं लेना चाहिए. So he was so, ऐसा कुछ ऑप्शन देना होगा जहाँ पे ये मेंशन्ड होगा जो he is very much careful and very much attentive to his things. So that's why we can take punctilious अगर हम इसको ले लेते हैं. थर्ड ऑप्शन हमारे पास है solely. Just winning by any means is not the solely objective in sports. Just winning by any means is not the solely objective in sports. Solely will be not the correct option in third sentence. So that's why option number 1 जो है, that will be not the correct option. Assiduous means, assiduous होता है क्या, that is a great care करना, that is showing great care. Assiduous means showing great care, showing great care. तो शो ऑफ तो इसमें करना नहीं है. एक्चुअली ही इज वेरी मच केयरफुल पर्सन, so that's why he invariably whipped his cutlery with 18 linen napkins before every meal. तो very much careful person को हम कहते हैं fastidious person. He is very much fastidious that he invariably whipped his cutlery with 18 linen napkins before every meal. And even most fastidious eaters today are probably consuming gene altered food against their will. And just winning by any means is not the prime object in sports. So that's why answer will be fastidious and prime. That is fourth option. Next question, question number 2. Some people have a dash fascination with crime. Second sentence, funerals are now talked about as much as they ever were in the dash high Victorian era of mourning stationery and the seraphic monument. Third option, organizations like Breakthrough and Malala Foundation have always been a strong dash of women's right. Okay. First option हमारे पास है morbid. Morbid and proponent. Proponent means one who supports something, one who advocates of something, and morbid means there is an abnormal, unhealthy manner, unhealthy situation, any unhealthy subjects, death, disease, this is called morbid. Listless means that is very much lack of energy. We can say that morbid, that means unhealthy. Death disease, etc. And proponents. Proponent means that is supports of something, yeah, advocate. Advocate. Second option, listless. Listless means lack of energy. Lack of energy. Sinister means showing or having very harmful, bad and harmful person, that is sinister. So we can write in this manner, that is harmful. Languid, it's also lazy, very less of energy. Languid. Little energy भी हम लिख सकते हैं, very little energy. And sickening, that is become sick, बीमार रहना. So which will be the correct option? Some people have a morbid fascination with crime. Some people have a morbid, if we write that, unhealthy fascination with crime. Some people listless, not possible. Listless fascination, no. Sinister, lack of harmful fascination, no. Languid तो होगा नहीं, अगर listless नहीं हुआ तो languid भी नहीं होगा. So it is correct option, morbid. Some people have a morbid fascination with crime, and funerals are now talked about as such as they are ever were in the morbid high Victorian era of mourning stationery and seraphic monuments. And organizations like Breakthrough the Malala Foundation have always been a strong support of women's rights. That's why proponents. So proponents of women's right. So it is clear to us. Answer will be 3. Question number 3. Many poets seem threatened by apparently easily appropriated and dash modes of prose and prosaic rationality. In the media, television stations thousands of miles apart would hire dash newscaster who hooked and acted the same. And third sentence, many a time foreign investors get backed down in a dash of detail and bureaucratic red tape in the new market. Okay, so it's my first option. That is unrequited. What do you mean by unrequited? Unrequited means not shared or returned by someone else. Which is not shared? Unrequited means which is not shared. Which is not shared or returned. Okay. And second option, तो इसमें देखते हैं commutable and snarl. What do you mean by snarl? Snarl means excessively complicated, which is very much complicated. We can write that excessively complicated. Third option पे है influx. Influx, that means influx means arrival a large number of people. Exodus भी हम लिख सकते हैं arrival a large number of people. And fungible and morose. What do you mean by fungible? Fungible means that is replaceable, the identical item. We can say that mutually interchangeable. Fungible, that is we can write that mutually interchangeable. म्यूचुअली इंटेलिजेंट. एंड मोरस एनीथिंग दैट entraps or makes progress difficult. जब difficult हो जाती है progress करना, that is called morass. So morass के लिए we can write that progress in difficult, makes progress difficult. We can write that makes progress difficult. So, which can be the correct option? Many poets seem threatened by apparently easily appropriated and we can write that fungible, that is another identical item, fungible modes of prose and prosaic rationality, appropriate and fungible. In a media television station thousands of miles apart would hire fungible newscasters who looked and acted the same. And many a times foreign investors get bogged down in a morass of detail and bureaucratic red tape in the new market. So we can write that option number 5th. Option number 5th will be the correct option. So answer हमारा होगा 5th. Next question. Question number 4. There was a dash sense of relief among the crowd after relief measures in form of money was announced. For outsiders, the cultural energy of the city is dash. I love reading. I have a dash appetite for victorious. I love reading. I have a dash appetite for vicarious experience. Okay, vicarious experience. So, which can be the correct option? There was a dash sense of relief among the crowd after relief the measures, and for outsider the cultural energy of the city is. First option हमारे पास है क्या? Demonstrable. There was a demonstrable sense of relief, not possible. But if we can say that there was a palpable sense of relief among the crowd. Palpable मतलब noticeable या obvious जहाँ पे होती है, that is called palpable. So palpable means noticeable, and insatiable. What do you mean by insatiable? Insatiable, that is option answer is insatiable means जो desire for doing something. Insatiable, there is a desire for doing something. Desire for doing something. So unquenchable, clamorous. What do you mean by clamorous? Clamorous means noisily, very noisily, which is very noisily, that is clamorous. So correct answer, correct option, palpable and insatiable. There was a palpable sense of, noticeable sense of relief among the crowd after relief measures in form money was announced, and for outsiders the cultural energy of the city is palpable. And I love reading. I have an insatiable appetite for vicarious experience. So that's why answer हमारा होगा क्या? Second, that is 2. Question number 5th. She had been living in a dash life since her marriage. Second option, he has grown dash in recent years, seemingly unaware that he is no longer under house arrest. Third option, landlords are requesting ridiculous rent hikes and dash tenants like you are helping them stuff their pockets with your hard-earned loot. Okay. Secluded, clustered, retiring, reclusive, isolated. अच्छा, she had been living a dash life. देखो isolated life, if we write that isolated life since her marriage broke up. Isolated and say reclusive, दोनों में little bit of differentiation. Reclusive means avoiding the people, avoiding the company of other people. That is called solitary. We can say that solitary. Solitary means avoiding the company of others. Avoiding the company of others, other people. And gullible means that is easily persuaded to believe something, that is credulous. Gullible, that is called credulous. जो easily believe हो जाता है, लोग जिसको easily जो believe कर लेते हैं, that is called credulous. So she had been living in a, देखो अब it is clear, reclusive life in since her marriage broke up. He has grown reclusive in recent years, seemingly unaware that he is no longer under house arrest, and landlords are requesting ridiculous rent hikes, and credulous tenant like you are helping them stuff their pocket with your hard-earned loot. So that's why correct option हमारा कौन सा होगा? Definitely option number 4. Landlord are requesting ridiculous rent hikes and gullible, that is option the 4th, gullible tenants like you are helping them. क्या मीनिंग हुआ इसका? Landlords are requesting ridiculous rent, okay, rent hikes कर रहा है, and credibly tenant like you are, very credible tenants हम जो है like you are helping them stuff their pockets with your hard earned loot. उसकी pocket जो है हम stuff कर देते हैं हमारी hard and sold earned money से. So that's why answer हमारा 4th हुआ, reclusive and gullible. Let's move to question number 6th. 6 to 10, that is a fill in the blanks. In the wake of growing maritime trade through sea line of communication, increasing maritime security threats, piracy, a vigorous race for marine resource, naval strength and maritime infrastructure has become first option probable, indispensable, plausible, inevitable, no change required. No change required option if we take आंसर हमारे पास क्या दिया है? देखो in the passage given below there are 5 blanks. Every blanks has 4 alternative, 1 2 3 4. You have to tell which word and sentence will best suit in the respective blank. Mark 5 as your answer if work given in the bold after the blank is no change required. So if you think that there is no any change, so has become, ऐसे ही रख सकते हैं, और अगर हमें लगे जो चेंज करना होगा, so which will be the correct option we have to choose, हम choose from these options. So in the wake of the growing maritime trade through sea line of communication, increasing maritime security threats and vigorous race for marine resource, naval strength and maritime infrastructure has become indispensable. Why indispensable? Indispensable means absolute necessary or requisite. This is called absolute necessary. So which is absolute necessary, that is called indispensable. So that's why it is the correct option. Indispensable, that is necessary. Absolute necessary or requisite. So in the wake of growing maritime trade, increasing maritime security threats and vigorous race of marine resource, naval strength and maritime infrastructure has become indispensable not only for securing a strategic advantage in world geopolitics but also to secure county's vital economic lifeline. In this backdrop, the new Chinese leadership has proposed. Option हमारे पास है क्या? Wherewithal, aptitude, resumed, revival. देखो इस is clear to जो proposed revival of maritime silk route as a sea counterpart of its OBOR, that is one belt one road, that is land silk route. So revival. Aptitude, resumed, this is completely irrelevant word. Elimination is a very important thing for this. So aptitude हमें चाहिए ही नहीं इसमें हमें देना ही है क्या? जो चीज पुराना था उसको किस तरीके से, in the backdrop of new Chinese leadership has proposed revival of maritime silk route. So that's why answer होगा इसका हुआ क्या? 4th. चलते हैं आगे. The proposed port cities and maritime infrastructure will become conduit the economic cooperation and will dash. 8th option would increase Chinese influence in Indian Ocean, drastically see off the economic skirmishes, elevate China to the strategic vantage, shall make economic activities bone of contention and no change required. The proposed port the proposed port cities maritime infrastructure will become. So which can be the correct option? Will become conduit of economic cooperation and will elevate China to strategic advantage, because the next portion of this sentence is leading to Chinese. So that's mean definitely options it should be China. Would increase Chinese influence in Indian Ocean? There will be no any Indian Ocean. This is a Silk Route. So options हमारा कौन सा होना चाहिए? Elevate China to strategic advantage. तो आंसर होगा हमारा 3, that is elevate China to a strategic advantage. Then when the export-led Chinese is facing phase of slowdown, the land and maritime Silk Route initiatives will act as definitely lucrative. Lucrative means profitable. Lucrative का मतलब होता है profitable. So profitable. Lucrative investment destination of huge forex reserve with a positive impact on its trade and economy. Given the rising significance of Southeast Asia and Indian Ocean, the maritime Silk Route will provide a strategic advantage to Chinese by legalizing its presence in important port center of Indian Ocean. As Beijing becomes more involved in building infrastructure in the Indian Ocean, it will play a larger part. That is 10th option देखो, larger part हमें इसमें बोला है क्या? While delivering the intended benefits of, for there's never been economic activity on such scale in the security and governance of. Fourth option in removing the stallments posturing. So देखो, building infrastructure, Beijing become more involved in building infrastructure in the Indian Ocean. It will play a larger. So अब इसमें क्या ऑप्शन आ सकता है? In the security and governance of the IOR, which could pose a challenge of India's stature of the security provider, New Delhi. So that's why answer हमारा होगा क्या? 3rd, in the security and governance of. This is a paragraph which is definitely depend on your information. If you get a good information, if you have good information, it's my humble advice to you. If you have good information, you should attempt this. Otherwise, you should not attempt this type of questions, because there is a lot of chances to make negative marking. So अगर हमें ऑप्शंस पता है, अगर इंफॉर्मेशन हमें पता है, व्हाट इज सिल्क रूट, व्हाट इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ चाइना ऑन इंडियन ओशन, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया, ये सारी चीज़ें अगर हमें पता है, इंफॉर्मेशन हमारे पास सफिशिएंट है, तो देन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, आई मीन टू से क्वेश्चन नंबर 8, क्वेश्चन नंबर 10 you can attempt. Otherwise it will be very tough for you. So banking current affairs and regular Hindu editorial, Hindu newspapers, जो latest current affairs अगर हमें पता ना चले, तो इस lines जो है, क्योंकि this is completely not the fill in the blanks, this is information put करना हमें पड़ेगा. तो informative paragraph, अगर ये ऐसे क्वेश्चंस अगर हमारे पास आ जाए, तो इट्स माय वाइज एडवाइस, जो इसको अगर इन्फॉर्मेशन ना पता चले तो ये दोनों क्वेश्चन हम छोड़ सकते हैं, बिकॉज वी हैव टू गेट द पॉजिटिव मार्क्स, नॉट द नेगेटिव मार्किंग. नेगेटिव मार्किंग, एक्यूरेसी, ऑलवेज स्ट्रेस ऑन योर एक्यूरेसी. अगर हम 5 क्वेश्चन करें, 5 अगर हमारा करेक्ट है तो दैट विल बी आवर बेनिफिट. बट इसमें 10 क्वेश्चन करके अगर हमारा 2 करेक्ट है तो दैट विल बी डेफिनेटली नॉट आवर बेनिफिट. सो ऑल टाइम स्ट्रेस रखो स्टूडेंट्स, दैट इज एक्यूरेसी की तरफ. जो अटेम्प्ट मिनिमम क्वेश्चन करना है, लेकिन एक्यूरेसी जो है वो मैक्सिमम करना है. बट आई विल नॉट डिमोरलाइज यू. दिस टाइप ऑफ पैराग्राफ हमें पढ़ना भी चाहिए. यू रन थ्रू द, मैंने जो आंसर बोला ये आंसर आप इसमें पुट करो, पुट करके देखो जो ये आंसर मैच हो रहा है या नहीं. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट, because this is really tough paragraph, if you have any doubts you can write me in our comments box. But before comments I will advise you, जो इसको तुमने एक बार पढ़ो, बार बार 3-4 बार इसको पढ़ के देखना, इसको ऑप्शंस को मैच करके देखना, जो whether it is right or not. Then we will discuss, and if you have any doubts you can write in my comments box, and you also join with our Telegram group also. There will be lot of discussions based on English grammar, English writing skill, English comprehension, etc. So आप कर सकते हो हमारे साथ, मेरे साथ आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हो हमारे टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में। और ये जो पैराग्राफ है इसको जरूर पढ़ना, दिस इज़ अ वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट, सो ट्राई एक बार जरूर करना। एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट, सब्सक्राइब हमारे चैनल को जरूर करो, एंड लाइक्स कर देना, एंड जो जो कमेंट्स है वो कमेंट्स भी करना। ओके, थैंक यू, हैव अ नाइस डे।